Hello, gamers with an extra emphasis on the gay. My name is Aiden, and I pretend to be a homosexual online. What the fuck is this intro?
Pretend? Why are we pretending? Why are we pretending? We could just make it real.
Oh yeah, we could make it real.
In fact, I used the wrong word. We should make it real.
Because like, that's the thing that every male friend group gets wrong. The fact that they're pretending to be gay. Wouldn't it be better if you were gay with the homies?
Like, why just talk about how you're gonna take dick? Like, back up your chat. Take that dick.
Exactly. Like, it is showing active weakness to
yeah,
say something without meaning.
I think it's more gay to not act gay because it just looks like you're scared.
Exactly.
Like you're acting like it means something to you when that's trying to make it seem like you care that you're gonna have sex with a man.
Exactly.
That's kind of gay, bro.
And then all these homophobes coming going, no, I'm not scared of being gay, said every gay person ever.
Exactly.
I remember
Anyway, speaking of gay, we need to talk about anime.
Yep, because nothing shows that you are gayer than being an anime fan.
Exactly.
I think this is probably the dumbest fucking intro we've done yet. I love it.
True. Because the bit kept going. Normally the bit stops for like 10 seconds. We've been going like a minute, and it's we'll be going for several hours tonight.
Yep. Like, it is very, very amusing too, because like now the two of us like actually have lives. We can't get in bed together every night, you know. So
honestly,
we've been
so sorry if some of the sexual tension slips into the recording, guys.
Exactly.
That's not my fault.
It's been so long since we've done one of these, and the fall season's already 3 episodes in, and we're now finally getting to the summer season.
Yeah.
I can say definitively though, no cap, on God, for real, it makes me penis hard to say that this is unironically the greatest season of anime I've ever witnessed in my entire life. I've only been a seasonal anime watcher for a couple of years now, but even then, like, holy shit, nothing even compares to this lineup.
Yeah, and we had 2023, which was a crazy year.
Yeah, like, the only other seasons I can think of are, like, spring 2023, fall 2022. This beats both of them. No contest.
I mean, I think, what's it called? I didn't watch that many shows this year, but, like, based off of the lineup of, like, sequels and stuff like that, even I can definitely say that this season was absolutely stacked. Like, it seemed like everything was getting something, and like, there's even stuff that did technically get announced, like it's come out. Like, I think the Chainsaw Man movie dropped in Japan, and the Demon Slayer movie. So, and like those were technically this season, which like, well, Demon Slayer, we can agree is shit.
Another movie that was technically this season. They made a Dragon Maid movie. I'm excited for that to come out.
Ooh. Yeah, so this season was very, very stacked.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch the movies when those come out. Maybe we'll discuss them in the year retrospective video when we get to that.
Oh shit, I forgot I watched Dr. Stone. Fuck.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you remembered that
one. Where is it? On this it's the second row, penultimate one.
Oh, okay. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Now my penis can truly harden.
There we go.
I hate that I have like 2 jokes. It's either I'm hard, I'm gay, your mom, or cum.
Your dad. Oh, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, like the word cum is the funniest word in the English dictionary. I'm gonna be making an hour-long tangent to explain that. Cum. Alright, that's the end of my lecture. Thank you very much for listening.
Gotta come in the bathroom. Yeah,
I forgot I made that. I think this is probably the most unhinged seasonal video you've made yet, but I think this is my favorite one so far. Anyway, what should I talk about first? I guess we'll start this one off strongly, with one that was airing last season and just simply continued. I rated 2B Hero X an S tier last time, and it's still an S tier. Fucking insane how fucking fantastic this show is. It is genuinely breathtaking. It is, yeah, so this is a Danwa series, which so Chinese animation. So not literally anime, but it's close enough. It's still Asian. They all look the same anyway. Bad joke.
Yeah, true.
So I was
Wait, you were talking about the animation, right?
the animation is ridiculously good.
No, I'm talking about how they both look the same. The animation, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely
right.
not a racial joke I was making.
Great. Let's move on. Like, what? Tell me about the show.
All right, so I was I guess we could start with the animation though, because the animation of the show is fucking fantastic. Throughout the first 2 arcs, it's all done in 3D animation. Kind of looks like Arcane, which everyone just says is the Spider-Verse style, which I think is hilarious. And then after the first 2 arcs, it goes for like a more 2D animated standard Danma look, which looks pretty good. There's some really well animated sequences in there as well, although I do prefer the 3D animated look. I think it looks a lot more unique and visually stylish compared to the 2D animation. But like the in-lore reason for why that's the case is really, really clever. So like, I guess the main character, even though he doesn't really show up until the last episode, is X, who is the #1 hero in a world where heroes gain their power off of trust, and villains gain their power off of fear. So essentially, the power system in this series is just a popularity contest. It's very vapid, and a lot of people get into power wanting to abuse it or wanting to make it artificial, as opposed to necessarily wanting to actually help people. So like, the main character, he wants to destroy this entire system because of how vapid it is. And he also has the most overpowered ability of all time. When he snaps his finger, he can shape the fabric of reality, changing the art style every time he does it.
Such shit. It's not this finger, he's eating shit. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. He could beat Goku. That's all I'm gonna say.
Damn.
Like, he would easily beat Goku.
Oh shit, you got all the Dragon Ball fans crawling out the woodwork now.
Like, no! I was so close to making a "can we get much higher" joke until I realized that would make no fucking sense. So, yeah, so like the best part about is, yeah, so since, so the arcs that are 2D animated are before X became the #1 hero, while the arcs that are 3D animated are from after he became the #1 hero. Sort of like a literal symbol of how the world has been affected by his presence, which I think is a really clever plot device. And so this is sort of portrayed as an anthology series where every arc builds up and explains mysteries from other arcs. The first 2 arcs are set in the future, thus the 3D animation. It sort of gives you an idea of how the world looks in the modern day, while also establishing 2 heroes in the process. Dude, my brain is turning off. I had a long work week this week.
It's okay, now you can get turned on. Okay, there we go. Keep going.
So then after that, where the fucking my brain needs a recoup. Holy shit.
Don't worry.
It's a lot harder to talk about seasonals like 4 weeks after the show stopped airing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so after the first 2 arcs, they then go on to more characters. It just kind of a lot less feels like it's being established. It feels like more like disconnected origin stories. But then there's a set of 3 arcs for 3 characters, and all 3 arcs happen in the same time essentially. They start by establishing this character called Lolly, and then after that they establish a character called Ghostblade, and a character named Little Johnny. All 3 of them have their character arcs happen in the same arc, which
That sounds convoluted.
it does sound a little convoluted, and there are the occasional episodes that feel a little slow due to them having to explain the perspective of another character when we already saw the same events play out through another character's perspective, which is my only real nitpick with that. But then after that, it gets paid off in such a fucking fantastic way. Every single character in every previous arc, except for like the one set in the future, gets their character arcs paid off in that one episode. While a lot more mysteries are explained as well. It's super well done. And then after that, we end up exploring more into like the conspiracy of like how corrupt the world is, allowing us to understand the perspective of X a lot more. So that way, when we do have the final episode with X and we see just how powerful he is, it makes us extremely excited for the second season, which, if there's no second season for this, that'll suck. Since the second season should hopefully be the tournament arc, which, I'm so hyped for that. It's gonna be amazing.
It's an original, right?
It is an original.
Yeah, so I'm sure they'll get a second season if they set it up that way, and it's done really well. A lot of people really enjoyed it, so I would be very surprised if there wouldn't be a season 2.
Like, I feel like my favorite part of the show is not only how pretty it looks, but also just how meticulously set up every single arc is to make sure that it feels meaningful and impactful. I remember in the last seasonal video, I was talking about how I didn't really like Lolly's arc that much. I thought it ended really, in a way that was super kind of bland, super unsatisfactory. I don't feel like we got to learn that much about the character, but she ended up getting more development in Little Johnny's arc, and overall, I ended up really liking her character by the end. So like every character is done really well.
Sorry, carry on. I think that's a underrated thing about original anime, because obviously we don't see a lot, and a lot of the original anime are kind of bad. But being able to plan episodes and stuff so much better because you're not on a weekly manga schedule or whatever, I think is a really underrated part of original anime, and I hope to see more original anime get that bit right, where they can really get specifics in their world building right, with the time that they have, like use that time really well, which I assume Superhero X had.
Which, because Superhero X has been developed for like years, which most anime productions are made in just a couple of months because Japan is a fucking crazy country.
You can say that again.
I think it's fucking hilarious that China somehow has better working conditions than Japan.
Yeah, that anime scene, or that animation scene in general, has been doing really well recently. So
like,
I wonder if
apparently there's that one like Chinese movie that made like billions in the box office, and apparently also has really good critic scores. I gotta watch that one.
Same, probably.
Anyway, I guess I'll yap about something next. I think we should probably go for something a little bit more on the standard side. I guess Game Center Girl works for that. It's like your typical B-tier slice of life romance, very forgettable, but at the same time, I enjoyed it. I think the most enjoyable part of the show is how authentically they were able to capture the language barrier concept, because they had Sally Amaki in the lead role for this. And she's bilingual. She is my goat. I remember you showed me the podcast. I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
But I was watching through it. I'm like, the fuck? She is so relatable. What?
Yeah, she's funny as fuck as well. Her Twitter is hilarious.
So like, after watching that podcast, I was like even more happy that she was able to get a role like this, because it benefits her strengths very well, and she does a very good job playing Lily. Yeah, because I like the idea of the show. It's really sweet. Lily kind of struggles at first because she doesn't know the language super well, but she's super into the game center despite being bad at games. Renji gives her that helping hand, and just generally shows her the kindness that she needs. She ends up developing like a pretty innocent crush on him. Due to the age gap, they don't really take that anywhere. Probably for the best, honestly. So it just kind of
good.
So it's just sweet. And outside of that aspect with Lily and Renji learning more about each other's cultures and language, it's kind of feels a lot more like a CGDCT series outside of that aspect, which I don't mind at all. The other female characters are really fun. They get again, this show is more on the forgettable end, but I think the language barrier concept is really interesting. And I ended up enjoying it quite a bit. It's a very unique show, and I'm glad I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I guess we'll have you take over.
Yeah. I will go with the first one. You know, just I tried to stop watching Isekai or like fantasy shows, but there's always one that I just get to for some reason. This was that one. It's like C tier. Like it's meant to be about a guy who's like raised. He's isekai'd, right? But then he's raised in like a forest on his own. And he ends up learning from this really strong brother. And like he's really fucking strong. Like, you know how like you got some anime where you have to like say like a 6-sentence thing to cast one magic spell?
Yeah.
Like this is that type of world, but he don't need to do that. But the thing is, he does it anyway because he thinks it'll be more powerful. And he gets caught out earlier on because he says two completely different things but cast the same spell. So I was like, what the fuck just happened? Mm-hmm. And he's meant to be like some overpowered guy. He ends up going into like this city and he meets these people and stuff and he's really overpowered. But the thing is, he's also at like the bottom of like this guild that he joins because he doesn't like, no one knows properly about his power properly. Even though some people do, they still treat him like a rookie, which is really weird. And then, like, near the end of the show, they go to this other city. And keep in mind, yeah, this main character is the most joyful, naive guy you will have ever seen in your life. But one time, his friends get attacked. He's like, nah, I'm gonna kill this brother. And he ends up, like, trying not to listen to anyone. And it's really weird. Because, like, I didn't really care about the show, but I'm like, this isn't his character. This isn't like something he'd do. I don't get it. And it all happened really out of nowhere. And then after that happened, like a misunderstanding was resolved. They act like nothing happened, and it's really weird. But in the end, it's just a regular isekai. Like, let's be real, it was never gonna be incredible. It's like C tier-ish. Like, it's like a low C tier, really. That's it. I mean, I don't have much to say.
Wow, Plasma watched an isekai and it was mid? Who would have expected?
Fork found in kitchen.
I guess when it comes to the stuff we both saw, I think the best starting point would be Bâan.
Ooh, yeah, Bâan. Do you want me to speak first, or do you want to speak first on it?
I think I should probably speak first, because I know I have a lot less to say about it than you do.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of what this represents for the anime scene in general, I fucking love that this exists. It is, a really gorgeously made, show by, entirely through Gart's vision, and, like, it looks good, the story is solid too. I don't think I really resonated nearly as much with the messages as other people did, and I didn't particularly find the characters all that interesting. To be fair, they really couldn't have been in 18 minutes. I feel like I enjoy this short mostly just for the novelty factor. I think it's just impressive that it exists to begin with, and I really did enjoy watching it, but I don't have much to say.
For me, I've really enjoyed the show. And of course, I am gonna be a bit biased because I've been watching Giga stuff since I started watching anime. I watch a decent bit of Trash Taste, stuff like that. So I was really excited for him when he announced that he was making an anime, and I've been following a bit of what he's saying on stream occasionally about production on the anime. And what I love is that this really is Gaunt's vision, as you said. Like, he did this completely independently for that reason. He wanted to convey a message and he wanted full creative freedom over it, and he did. And this feels very much like a Gaunt anime. Like, there's a lot of, I think he's put a lot of himself into this show, and as you said, the characters, they're not that interesting. But to me, what mattered was not the characters, but what they did for the story. Because I think he said it himself, and I thought this before I heard him say it. The characters are not meant to be interesting on their own. They're meant to serve as a way to show a message at the end of the day. And I think that message was conveyed perfectly to the point where, on first watch, I did understand the message, but it's also a show where, because it's only a 20-minute short, you can go back and watch it, and it's one of those things, on a second watch, you'll see it differently after having watched it the first time. And in that 20-minute rewatch that I did a couple days after, or I think it might have been the next day, I did see a new message from it, and what I saw was, the first time I saw it was, when you're away from home, it's okay to come back, and it's okay to ask for help from people. And when it comes to the people you care about, you're not a burden on them. Like, you can also help, and that really resonated with me, because I'm someone who hates asking people for help in general, because I think I'm a burden on them. And that show really spoke to me, kind of, it is okay to ask, because, you know, with friends and family, they're there to help, you know, like, just like how I wouldn't mind helping a friend, I'm sure a friend wouldn't mind helping me. But then the second time, I saw it a different way. I don't remember exactly what I said on the second rewatch, but I did write it down somewhere. I'm not gonna bother going getting it because it's really not that important. But yeah, I think, as you said, it looks really beautiful as well. Studio Daisy did a fantastic job, and the premiere was in dub, and the dub was really good too. Alex Lee is, you know, he's great. And Sydney, Gaunt's wife, did Rin's character, which I thought was really nice. And there were some references that I saw in there, like how the job that Rin gets is at Geeks Plus, which is Gaunt's agency, and stuff like that. I really enjoyed the show. I think it was really, really good. And of course it was an Isekai, because it's Gaunt. He's like the Isekai guy.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it couldn't have been any other genre.
Exactly. When he revealed it, he was like, of course it's an Isekai. Of course it is, because, you know, that's Gaunt, really.
Like, yeah, the fact that it wasn't Isekai is like the least surprising thing. I probably the least amount of surprise I've ever had in my entire life, honestly. When I think of Giguk, I think of seasonal Isekai Slop.
Yeah, that is him, to be fair. And yeah, I think I did watch Connor's video on the dubbing process, which was pretty cool, but that's not anything to do with the anime itself. But yeah, I basically, I don't want to repeat myself too much, but I really, really enjoyed the show. It was so fucking good.
Yeah, I know we have different opinions on the tier placement. Since you have more to say, though, I feel like A is fine.
Yeah, A is good. That's where I would have put it anyway.
Yeah, I would have put it B personally, but like, I feel like since it means more to you than it means to me, then your opinion is better to reflect when it comes to this one. Anyway, now it's time for Mediap. We'll go for two easy ones right now because I just feel like having an easy time. And we'll start with Sakamoto Days core 2. Really good core. Not a whole lot to say. It's just kind of more of the same. It feels like the plot's finally really starting to come into its own, which is nice. But even then, I really like the characters, so there could be no plot and I'd still like it. And I will say that exam arc, I was not expecting that to be as good as it is. I'm a little sad that Lou just doesn't seem to really be around for that arc. So it's like it's like my favorite character cut for like the second half of the core, but whatever.
I mean, I'm getting to second course, so I haven't gotten to it yet. I've been busy.
Shin gets some good character development, which is good. Since Sakamoto is a character who's kind of capped with his power level, Shin is kind of like the main character getting developed there. It's kind of similar to like a Saitama and Genos situation.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I really liked Shin this core. A lot of the other side characters and villains that were established more in this core I really ended up enjoying as well. It's just like it's a solid shonen action series with really good character work, which for me is like the main way that you get that like I get hooked on shonen personally. Because I like battles, but I feel like battles have to. I only care about a battle if I actually give a shit about the characters who are battling. Speaking of battle anime, Dandadan Season 2 is another A tier for me. I think it's funny, my two favorite modern battle shonens both got continuations this season, which I'm very happy about. Yeah, Dandadan Season 2 is just, again, it's more of the same. I really liked it. Gigi got his power this season. That was very fun.
Gigi Murray. Sorry.
Gigi, these nuts, am I right? And then another character who looks like he might be a main character gets established near the end of the second season. Second season ends on a pretty big cliffhanger too. Apparently it was intended to be a second core, which makes complete sense given how quickly it came out after the first season. Science Saru tends to only work on like 1 or 2 projects a year, so we're well, probably more like 2 to 3 projects a year. So I think we're unlikely to get Dandadan Season 3 until like 2027. That'll be a long wait. But like it'll be worth it because again, the animation on Dandadan Season 2, fucking incredible. There's this one episode where they fight like a bunch of like classical musicians. Don't question it. And it is. That's
just Dandadan being on some Dandadan shit. Like,
that is some Dandadan shit. Like it is some of the most well animated shit I've ever seen in my life. Like the Science Saru is a cracked studio. They're becoming one of my favorites because not only are their work super high quality, but they also pick really weird, unconventional shit to adapt. And Dandadan is the closest to mainstream thing they've made, but Dandadan is still pretty weird by shonen standards. That's part of what makes it enjoyable, the fact that it is a very bizarre show, a very strange show, and Science Saru was the perfect pick for adapting a show like that. I think it's funny, I actually don't really have that much new to say, like, plot-wise when it comes to this season. It's just all the things that I really liked about Season 1 continue to do well in Season 2. That's really all I have to say. I forgot to mention the animation for Sakamoto Days Part 2. It's pretty good. People hate on, what was the studio again? It was, how the fuck am I forgetting? I'm checking this on AniList. Because I'm angry at myself for forgetting. I'm fucking tired. Working a full-time job is hard.
Working a full-time job.
TMS Entertainment, yeah. Yeah, TMS is a fine studio. I don't know why people hate on them so much. I think they were expecting
people are picky and ungrateful and fucking stupid. That's why.
Like, if you like the opening for Sakamoto Days Part 2, looks fucking dope too. Song slaps. They go for like a monocolor sort of aesthetic, looks kind of Persona-esque. I absolutely love the direction they took the opening. TMS is not bad. They don't really go nearly as all out as like Ufotable or Mappa, but they also make the most out of what they have really well. They're a studio who animates their stuff very smartly, which I think is a great strength in its own right. Anyway, enough yapping about shonen shit. Yeah, so which one do you want to go for next?
Let's see, which shonen shit should I talk about? I'll just go with the first one again. It makes sense. This one honestly surprised me. Because I was going into it expecting it to be a bit of a bland fantasy. I mean, it was on Netflix. Like, I don't know. I was expecting just something okay, but nothing amazing. But I honestly really enjoyed it. I think this is at least B tier. I think B tier is where I should keep it though. And I think the thing that I really enjoyed is just the premise in general, because it's very much like Tokyo Ghoul. Except instead of humans versus ghouls, it's humans versus onis, like demons, right? So I've always loved, I think this type of story is so good because what's it called? It very much shows both sides to a story, because obviously if you're a human, the onis are wrong. They are killing other people and stuff like that. That's wrong. But then, since the main point of view is from an Oni themselves, you end up seeing that they're people, I get. They're species too. They're just trying to live their life, and it's not their fault that they kill humans, right? It's like, obviously, it's their fault because they're doing it themselves, but in reality, it's a natural thing. So it makes you question who's right and who's wrong, because when you go into it, you think, because you're seeing it from the perspective of an Oni whose caretaker for all his life dies right in front of him, brutally might I add, you end up thinking, shit, those humans are bad. But then when you think about it, the Onis are the ones killing people, so aren't they wrong? But then you realize that in reality, they're both wrong and they're both right, which I think is super interesting and such an interesting theme to try and convey. And obviously Tokyo Ghoul did it incredibly. I think most people who've read it will agree with me on that. I don't know about Anime Watch, apparently it's bad, but I read it and I thought it was incredible. And I don't think this is as good as Tokyo Ghoul. I think that's kind of because it's more shonen than seinen, and I do think the seinen aspect of Tokyo Ghoul is what makes it so good, because it's very raw, unfiltered kind of thing, which is why I'm only putting this at B tier. But I do think it's good. The animation's nice. There's a wide variety of characters, like they're all very unique in their own right. They all have their own quirks, and yeah, good show, good OP as well. I forgot to put it in my playlist, and it does look great as well. I really enjoyed it. It's a 2-core series, so I will be talking about the second core when it's over next season. But yeah, I'm
that'll
expecting
be when we
good
do
things.
the hype discussing everything the year, which is probably gonna take a while. Because I watched so much shit this year.
Yeah. And even after seasons, I'm watching stuff from this year. Like, after something's already aired this year, I'll watch it. So that adds even more. But anyway. Yeah, I think that's good enough for me. That it was a really good show. Really liked it.
Yeah, so, alright, out of the ones that we both saw, I feel like the most natural one to tackle next would be My Dress Up Darling.
Yeah, definitely.
I love this season. Holy shit, it was so good.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good.
Like, because manga readers were saying, oh, season 2 is gonna be worse than season 1. Don't get your hopes up. It was way better than season 1. I was fucking shocked.
Yeah, it was
and like,
yeah.
And first a couple of episodes, I was thinking, okay, I think the reason why is just because like the animation is so much better. But then more episodes come out, and it just continues to win me over with how ridiculously well written the character arcs are. And I'm like, what the fuck? How is this so good? Because I really liked season 1, but I had I had my occasional things where I wasn't nearly as big on it, but I still really liked it. I thought it was an above average romance show. This is genuinely a fucking great romance show in the second season.
See, I'm saying, right, my dress up darling is... Wait, one sec.
While this wait is commencing, I'm going to talk about why Pee Pee Poo Poo is objectively funnier than shit, using science. So, you know how in the past everyone says Pee Pee Poo Poo when they are... Alright, I'm gonna continue my lecture real quick.
Carry on, I want to hear this.
Yeah, so I was talking about why Pee Pee Poo Poo is objectively funnier as shit using science. So when you're a kid, right, you think Pee Pee Poo Poo is like the funniest shit ever. And then you grew up, a couple of years, when you're 8 years old, you're saying shit a lot. So shit is the shit, right? Shit is fucking hilarious. Like, holy fuck, I love shit. I want to eat shit. Come to shit.
Okay, maybe... Wait, what? Whoa. Why did we started like treading the tightrope, and then we kind of just jumped off the tightrope. Like,
so then, the point I'm making though is that shit doesn't mean shit anymore. I say shit and I feel fucking nothing. Like, I can say fuck, shit.
Yeah, I think
all these words that they
mean is way more surprising, because like you're expecting for someone to say shit, but then they're like pee pee poo poo. It's really funny.
Like, it's fucking funny. Like, it's just fucking funny. Like, because you don't expect an adult to say pee pee poo poo. Like, this is the real genius here, is that fact that like really immature potty humor, people just don't use it anymore, and you can use that to your advantage. The fact that no one uses it is what makes it funny when it does get brought up. So that is why pee pee poo poo is objectively funnier
while you were saying, yeah, pee pee poo poo funny. Anyway, let me talk about Dress Up Darling. But honestly, I think season 1 was worse than season 2, but in a way, it's in a good way, because I think I said this when I was first watching this, but season 1 felt like an introduction to Marin, Gojo, the cosplay stuff. But then season 2, because we've had that set up, it strives away from the cosplaying, which is very important, especially for the first half of season 1. Then we get like the collaborative aspect, and then we get the romance stuff towards the end. But then season 2 really goes into characters and talking about the characters, using the cosplaying as a medium for the characters to interact with each other and stuff like that. We meet a huge variety of people, a cross-dresser, a prop maker, and I think it was done so well, because now we can just focus on the characters. Because yeah, you started watching for the cosplay, but now that we've kind of seen that, we don't need to see it again. Because I feel like a lot of shows in that situation would just end up repeating the cosplay thing, but we actually just go straight away from the cosplay. Of course, it's still involved, it fuels the story, but it's not the focus, which I think was super good, because obviously when something gets big I'd say cosplay is a very big reason why Dress Up Darling was popular. It was a very bold move to stray away from it, but they did it so well. And obviously, as you said, Cloverworks did an incredible job. I mean, since season 1, they've improved so much. I think everyone can agree that they're quickly becoming one of the best studios in the game right now, making so many good shows. So they did such a good job on this one. very, very happy with the season. Looking forward to season 3 in 2034.
That is when it's gonna come out. Cloverworks is fucking slow for some shit, and then they just make a new season for Windbreaker the year after.
Well,
It's like, where's my Bochi, bro?
True.
And this is coming from a massive Windbreaker fan too. I actually do have a lot that I want to expand upon too, because I was genuinely so surprised by how good season 2 was. Like, utterly fucking flabbergasted. It might be like one of the better modern romances we have. It really is that good. Because like I feel like season 1 really liked it. Thought everything was set up really well. So everything was set up very cleverly and effectively in a very unique way. Despite some of the complaints that the fucking normie had about it. Then I got into like the Inui sisters arc. I thought that was kind of boring. That's like my only major complaint with season 1, is that arc is really flat compared to everything else. And then it ended strongly. Season 2, from a production standpoint, absolutely fantastic. Characters are a lot more fluid. The direction is really solid. I really like how now, when introducing the universes of the cosplays that Maureen's doing, they now adapt them into the art styles. Like that sort of like bunny girl cosplay she was doing had a really good had a really cool animation style switch when actually showing what the show she was cosplaying looks like. There's a really cute shoujo parody in there as well. I'm a huge fan of shoujo shows, so it was really cool to see a parody that managed to tread the line between sincerity and parody really well. Like, you can tell it was made by shoujo fans who are also self-aware enough about how goofy some of the tropes are. And well, that's just like the stuff to say from a production perspective. When it comes to like a writing perspective, it is super well made. Gojo and Marin get written so well here. Gojo's character arc really concludes in season 2, about halfway in, which I was surprised it happened that soon, but I think it was good timing. Because the whole idea of Gojo's character is that like he's a decent looking dude. He has good traits fundamentally, and he's also very hardworking and diligent. The kind of person who will put his all into stuff. And he's able to find the person who is actually able to recognize and appreciate that with Marin, who uses the cosplays that he makes. And the whole sort of character arc that Gojo has to go through is having less shame around the things that he enjoys and being able to properly be able to express himself as someone who enjoys sewing and all that other girly gay shit. And I found and I knew it like as soon as season 1 started that Gojo is a character who I relate to a shitload. I think any otaku can relate to Gojo's character because of how stigmatized anime fans are. So seeing Gojo eventually realize that nobody really gives a shit about it, and the people who are just kind of need to eat shit. And it's through repeatedly being helpful for Marin that like the rest of his class starts to really take him in. It's super wholesome. And you can tell by the end of the show that while Gojo is definitely still a bit of a nervous wreck, that he's not as much of like an insecure nervous wreck as he was before.
My God, fought his aura! He fought his aura that episode, bro! When he did that, when she turned out, it's like, who's gonna do the cosplay though? And then she's like, she's gonna do it! And then everyone looks at him like, why is he gonna do it? And he saw that damn cosplay! I was so proud of him, bro! I was like,
Mhm.
When he put that makeup on and everyone was gasping in disbelief, that's when I knew that was my goat right there. Because that's how relatable this show is. Because everyone wants to be in that situation. Imagine being in a situation where you started off as an insecure ass motherfucker putting on makeup for a beautiful girl while all your classmates are watching in disbelief. Tell me a better situation than that, boss man. Anyway, rant over.
Gojo firing more aura than Jinmu any day. I would let him suck my key.
Honestly.
Jinmu is a fucking version. Gojo's the real Chad.
No,
Jinmu's show also fucking sucks. So.
When we talk about Gojo's aura farm, it's obviously Wakana Gojo, not Gojo Satoru, bro.
Exactly.
I'd let Gojo Wakana put his dick in my bum. I'd say thank you afterwards. Like, let's be real.
As a certified top, definitely on a bottom trust, I'd definitely bottom for him. So, yeah, and like, the thing is, too, is that I still am not done rambling about how good this show is.
Surprising.
Because, like, even after his character arc ends, there's this something that season 1 didn't do a great job of is making compelling characters outside of the main two. Season 2 is fucking great at it. Amane is the first character we really get to see with that, and I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if some viewers mistook it as sort of like fillery, when it's absolutely not. It's an essential character arc to see this cross-dressing character because of the fact that it directly mirrors Gojo. Because Gojo was made fun of for making Hina dolls and how feminine that is compared to what he's expected to be like as a man. And yet Amane is someone who actively dresses as female characters, and seeing how happy Amane is being able to express himself and how much the other characters like his cosplays it is what allows Gojo to open up more to people later on. It's an extremely essential and important arc, and Amane is just a fun character in general. I like how cheeky he is.
I remember when that guy in Gojo's class looked at him, I was like, "She's so pretty," and then Mori's like, "That's a dude." He's like,
oh, that was great.
That was so funny.
Like, and then the other characters get done really well as well. We get to see a character who makes cosplays just like Gojo, because Gojo is has the perspective of a cosplay maker who knows next to nothing about anime and manga. That's kind of what makes him unique. Meanwhile, this other character, she is more into that culture, and building cosplay is what allows her to engage more with that culture. While for Gojo, it's more so what allows him to engage with the art of sewing in general, which he enjoys. So having those two to pair together was really interesting. The fact that she also fangirls over Marin ended up being absolutely hilarious. I was laughing my ass off at that. And then even the Inui sisters, who I thought were kind of boring in season 1, are absolutely incredible in season 2. Juju gets a really good character arc, which I'm very happy about. And then her sister as well is just consistently really entertaining with how much how giddy she gets over like the violent horror game. It's great.
Yeah. And that twist at the end with the prop girl just being a really, really big fangirl was really cute. I really like that girl.
It's a very wholesome season.
Yeah.
But despite also being a wholesome season, it's one where the wholesomeness feels earned because there was character development, because the characters had to go through things to actually get to that point.
Yeah, I think what's it called? What was I gonna say before my brain decided to explode like the Twin Towers? Oh yeah. I think this show surprised me. The season 2 surprised me because I love season 1, and I thought season 2 was gonna be about the same as season 1, but I couldn't have been more wrong. It was so much better than season 1. But how does I make season 1 bad? Season 1's still very good. It's just I didn't know Dress Up Darling had this much to cook.
Yeah.
So yeah, great season.
Like, I'm honestly considering bumping my rating up by a 0.5 after talking about it. I didn't realize how much I liked it until I started talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely fantastic upgrade to the first season. Loved this show so much. Okay, I can't call it the biggest pleasant surprise of the season, but it's one of the biggest pleasant surprises of the season. A lot of peak shit aired, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, now it's time for me to yap about stuff. Ruri no Hoseki, or Ruri Rocks, if you're a I should stop making that joke.
Ruri's rock hard.
So it's done by Studio Bind, same studio behind like Mushoku Tensei, Onimai. I really like Studio Bind, and of course this show looks fantastic. Like, no shit, Studio Bind Cook absolutely does their magic every time they pick up a show. That said, I thought the show itself was perfectly fine. I actually ended up dropping it about halfway through because I had too much shit to watch, and also because I just didn't find it to be particularly interesting. It's like an educational show about rocks while also being a CGDCT, which, like, I don't know, fine combination. It's just I don't really give a shit about rocks. And the show didn't really make me give a shit about rocks in the first half, so I figured I'm probably not gonna particularly like this. I'll probably have to finish it eventually when I do when I inevitably make a Studio Bind ranking, which I really want to make because I really like the studio. But yeah, this show is just kind of okay for me. Not bad by any means. I can definitely see why someone would enjoy it. It just wasn't really my cup of tea. Then Hanako-kun got a second core for its second season, which my anime list called Hanako-kun 2 Season 2 for some reason. Why are they making a second season for the second season? That is insane. It's a second core though. Like, I refuse to call it anything other than a second core.
Fair enough.
Apparently the manga cut out a lot, and generally, because Hanako-kun is a good story, and the adaptation could be worse. Like, I do think it adapts the art style well. Very unique art style. My main issue with it though is that, like, the animation feels a little bit stilted. And then apparently it cuts out a lot from the manga as well, which I think is surprising given the fact that, like, it's a monthly manga. They're gonna catch up to it pretty quickly anyway. That said, even though I do think I should pick up the manga eventually, because it does just seem like the better way to experience the story, I did enjoy the second core. I don't know how to get into this without getting into spoiler territory. I'm gonna have to be really careful. So there's like a big plot revelation in season 2 that one of the characters is gonna be that one of the characters is fated to die sometime soon. So then the first core ends with the impression that that's been solved, or is getting close to being solved. Then the second core starts, and then it turns out that it just rewrote the timeline for a different character to end up dying one day, which the character who was going to die doesn't want to have happen because that's a friend of hers. So she's like, no, I'm gonna die instead. The main guy, he's like, I don't want you to die. Because he's a tsundere, right? It's pretty good. Again, my only real gripe with the show is that, like, Lurch is not a great studio. The production values could have been better. I liked the second core though. It was pretty good. I think it's funny that I probably accidentally ended up spoiling more than I wanted to. I just don't have a lot to say.
Fair enough.
I want to read the manga though, because like I do like the story a lot. It's just like I want a better executed version of the story.
Do you want to do one we both saw, or do you want
I
to
think
do...
I think you should move on to Doctor Stone, then we can go on to one we both saw, and then I can
Alright,
go on
that's
to Call
good
the
for
Night,
me.
and we can end with one of the ones we both saw.
Core 2 of Doctor Stone Season 4. Doctor Stone, I mean, I've always loved Doctor Stone. Doctor Stone has been amazing since the start. I'd say this is an S tier. Doctor Stone, it's classic Doctor Stone, really. It takes a new twist. Continuing from core 1, very good continuation, and it was very much everyone came together to make an effort kind of core. A lot of that was happening this season. I don't want to spoil too much because I think I really recommend Doctor Stone if you're a science nerd like myself, because even if you're not, to be honest, it's still really good. Like, I definitely do recommend it, regardless. But obviously, if you're a science nerd, you're gonna enjoy it even more, particularly like chemistry, type stuff. It's so entertaining. Like it's one of those shows where the ensemble cast is done really well, because obviously Senku's the main character, but all the characters surrounding him are also very, very important. And there's not one character that feels like a quote-unquote inferior version of another, because they all have their role to play. And we meet more characters this season, this core, but obviously not as many. I think most of the characters we met in core 1. But it was kind of like another decisive battle type thing, and we got a very nice setup for season 5, which I hope comes out at least somewhat soon. But obviously we've already had 4 seasons. I think I might read the manga. I haven't really been bothered so far, but I should get to it at some point because I do really love the show. It looks beautiful as well. The OPs for both cores have been really good. Obviously Ali being the GOAT, doing the OP for core 1. And core 2 was great too. I forgot the name though, because I'm an idiot. But anyway, yeah, I honestly, I would have more to say about this, but to be honest, it's just classic Doctor Stone. If you've heard me talk about Doctor Stone before, I mainly have the same things to say, especially because when it comes to deep into a show like season 4, like, I don't want to spoil too much because I do recommend it for people. So yeah, honestly, that's all I have to say. Doctor Stone being Doctor Stone.
Yeah, I feel like Kaoru Hana is probably the best show for us to talk about next.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, easiest S tier ever, right? Like, no shit.
I mean, honestly, I'm putting it S plus. If there's a space for
I'm gonna
that.
be completely honest, I also am.
Yeah.
Like, one thing watching the anime adaptation that I really, really loved is like so like I've been a manga reader for over a year. You've been a manga reader for longer than I have. And reading the manga, I really liked it. But I didn't consider it to be like one of the GOATs by any means. I just really liked it. Then I'm watching the anime, getting to see the characters in movement, getting to see the fucking excellent voice acting. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm watching these episodes in like the latter half of the show with the dumbest fucking smile on my face the entire time. There are so few shows I've ever seen where I can be like grinning to the peak of my cheeks every single fucking episode, every single moment, have like these really dumb like giggles every time something wholesome happens, and then whenever an episode ends, I'm like, holy shit, that was fucking peak! I can't wait for next week, even though I already know what's gonna fucking happen. It's just testament to how good of an adaptation it is.
I think what's it called? I honestly, I haven't really spoken much on Kaoru Hana because, like, you know how much I fucking adore the manga. I mean, it's my favorite manga of all time, and I'd say Kaoru Hana is probably my second favorite anime of all time. I'd still put Origairu above it, but I've always been someone who, like, since I started reading it, I've related to Rintaro so fucking much. Like, he feels so similar to me. Like, obviously, there's a big joke in the anime community, and honestly, in media in general, is like, that guy is me. Rintaro genuinely feels like me. I've always been someone who, despite being quite tall and, you know, built pretty big in general, has hated anything violent with a passion, and have always tried to be kind in the similar way that Rintaro tries to be kind. And I've seen him struggle with things that I feel like I've struggled with in my life too. I wouldn't say to the extent that Rintaro has, but I do see elements of myself in Rintaro's character. And it's not even, I think self-inserts are very weird because I like them, but they also feel very, they feel like they kind of prey on people who are like that and try to offer them something, a fantasy that doesn't exist. But I think Kaoru Hana is so realistic in friendship dynamics, and of course the situation between Rintaro and Kaoru is rare. I would call it impossible, really. But while what brings them together feels more like a fantasy, because obviously you have to sell a show a certain way, the dynamic between them two feels so damn realistic, and it feels like something that could happen. It feels natural, like a natural progression, not something really silly. And I like how we get developed. I mean, I don't want to go too much into manga territory because I feel like if I keep going, I'm just going to be talking about why I love the manga. But the anime just does an incredible job at keeping real character dynamics that genuinely feel real. And as you said, the adaptation was absolutely incredible. I mean, there were moments from the manga that I've always remembered very vividly. And when watching them in anime form, it was done so nice. I mean, the scene that did it for me was when Rintaro first has his friends over, seeing his mum cry in the hallway. I felt like I was reading the manga, except it had the music, the animation. It was so fucking beautiful, and that's what sold like the adaptation as being an absolutely incredible adaptation. Like, I cannot compliment this thing enough. Absolutely amazing. Best thing I saw this season, and again, my second favorite anime of all time.
Like my because like when I was watching the first couple of seasons, the first couple of episodes, I'm like, it looks really good, but the manga is also so gorgeously drawn,
yeah,
that creating an adaptation that actually feels like an upgrade over it is an absurdly difficult task, especially since the manga also has excellent paneling as well.
Yeah, I wasn't expect. Honestly, I love Cloverworks. Obviously, I'd say my favorite studio, but at the same time, I wasn't expecting anything incredible because of how beautiful the manga looked, especially for a weekly show. God damn. But they exceeded my expectations. It looked absolutely incredible.
Like the fact that that I did end up enjoying the adaptation more than the manga, I think speaks volumes to how well it was executed. Like,
also, asterisk, I fucking love Rintaro's voice, man. That voice is so good. It's exactly what I imagined from his voice. Kind of like it's got presence, but it feels very calming, which I expected exactly that from him, and that voice actor is really good. All the voice actors were really good, but Rintaro's in particular I really loved.
Yeah. And another voice acting wise, Kaoruko's voice, I was a little surprised by how high it was at first, but I mean it makes sense. She's short, right? And then like as soon as I actually watched the first episode, I grew on it instantly. It's one of the most relaxing fucking voices I've ever heard in my life. I really hope she gets more roles. Like, such a good adaptation.
Yeah, I mean,
but like, I want to like actually talk about the story itself now, because we haven't gotten into that, and there's a
that's
lot.
true.
There's a lot to say positively about it. Of course, he did mention that the setup between how Rintaro and Kaoruko get together feels a little out there, but like I'm perfectly fine with that, and the reason why I am is because Rintaro doesn't really feel like a self-insert wish fulfillment sort of character at all to me. He might come off as that for some people, but he's an extremely well-written character. From the fact that like my favorite aspect about Rintaro is the fact that he is just genuinely very kind, always tries to do what's right, regardless of the fact that everyone else is scared of him, or doesn't necessarily accept him. That's something that I can relate to a lot myself. Not to say I guess I am a big dude, but I also have a massive fucking baby face. So I couldn't really relate to that aspect of him, but I could definitely relate to the feeling of not necessarily being accepted, but still wanting to bring good to the world, regardless of that fact. And my favorite aspect of the relationship between him and Kaoruko is that Kaoruko is someone who's able to bring out that kindness in him, let him feel more comfortable spreading it to other people instead of just suppressing it. And they have a very positive, very wholesome relationship, especially since Rintaro does bring a lot into Kaoruko's life as well. I mean, no shit, right? Because of how naturally kind of a person Rintaro is. Kaoruko is able to really appreciate that. Like, as a romance, it works very well. You've got a lot of really cute, wholesome moments. But my favorite aspect of Kaoru Hana, and I think the most impressive thing it does, is by having the most realistically written friend group in any anime I've ever seen in my life. I was fucking flabbergasted by how goddamn similar my own friend group is to Rintaro's. Everyone plays their role. Usami is sort of like the class clown of the friend group. He's like a cheerful puppy dog, but also very emotional and quick to anger. And then Saku, who's just a tsundere. I love him. He's my goat. Ayato, who reminds me a lot of one of my friends. He's like the super nice, polite, and respectful dude, but also can like absolutely beat the shit out of you if you piss him off. They all complement Rintaro very well. Because a lot of the idea of Reintaro's character arc in the early series is the fact that he struggles to find trust in anyone, and that he doesn't really want to talk to his friends about his complicated feelings of Kaoruko, because he doesn't really know if his feelings are really love at first or not. He has to sort of discover that as the season goes on. But his friends just keep sticking by him, and they end up being a really positive influence in their life. Very similar to what happened with my friend group, where I wasn't open for the longest time until something finally happened that allowed that to really sink in. I was amazed watching Kaoru Hana because I felt very seen by the portrayal of this friend group. It's a very positive portrayal of a friend group, and it's also one which is very similar to my own personal life experiences. I was really impressed by how realistically that was all covered. And then of course I think the other thing that's noteworthy of the series is the fact that for once we finally get a confession that happens in the first season.
Yeah.
Like
such a good scene, man. Love it. absolute cinema. What can I say?
I will say, a scene that I really liked in the manga, but was really elevated in the anime for me, was the scene where Rintaro's mother talks about how far he's come. How Rintaro would give up on everything, but has recently started to have a lot more joy in him. I almost fucking cried watching that shit. I was shocked that I would have that much of an emotional connection to a scene which I previously really liked, but definitely didn't make me almost cry. Like, I almost fucking teared up. Holy shit, I was shocked. And that was the moment where I realized this might be a absolute masterpiece. And now I've finally converted to the opinion that Kaoru Hana is indeed a masterpiece and one of the best romances out there.
There we go. Everyone gets converted sometime. And I will say to viewers watching, if you do enjoy the anime, and even if you don't read manga, I highly recommend it, because I think Kaoru Hana is such a good manga to get into as one of your first ones, because it's a weekly show, it has incredible art, like anime level like care put into the show. Like, it feels like you're watching an anime when you read it, and it's very similar to the anime. So definitely recommend to anyone to read it, because it doesn't get worse, it gets, in my opinion, better. So yeah, highly recommend everything on this list. Like, read it for sure.
Yeah, and like my nitpicky side showing, I do think there's the occasional moments in later on in Kaoru Hana that feel a little bit slow, but overall still a fantastic story, and I'm very excited for the rest of it to get adapted.
Once again in 2035.
Yep, because Cloverworks is slow as shit.
Yeah.
I know it'll be worth it though. Their shit has always peaked, so. Anyway, Yovkash no ta da 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 da. I really like this one. I didn't know if I wanted to commit to the bit of singing that song or not. I really liked it though. I'll probably put about here in my tier list. Call of the Night is, in my opinion, a really fascinating show, because it's a mixture of like a more standard romance, but also it's like a detective battle shonen at the same time. It's a really cool mix. Because season 1 was mostly like a vibe series. The vibes were good, the music was incredible, the animation was incredible, because it was done by the Monogatari team. The Monogatari team knows how to cook. And I really liked the characters as well. I'd say not a ton happens in season 1, outside of like setting stuff up that'll become important later on. But it's so immaculate vibes-wise that like I can't help but love it. And then season 2 is where I feel like the plot really starts to kick in. The detective girl who got introduced in season 1 really starts to come more into the forefront as like the central antagonist of the second season. We get to explore her a lot more, and just generally more of the world of vampires. It was a really good watch. I think it's a really solid arc, and that one that the anime adapted very well. Although I feel like the best is yet to come. I definitely would encourage anyone who enjoyed season 2 to pick up the manga, because I don't know if we're ever getting to season 3. I didn't know if we were ever getting to season 2 either, but it got announced like a year or two ago. Kind of out of the blue. And it was a long ass wait though, 3 fucking years. That's not short.
I would be pissed. 3 years wait is absolutely diabolical.
It's why I read the manga, yeah. Manga is also great. I think the anime is better though, mainly just because like the Monogatari team knows how to cook. Holy shit, it's a gorgeous show. I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me or not, but I feel like season 1 looked quite a bit better than season 2. Season 2 still looked really good though. Maybe I have rose-tinted glasses of the first season too. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Fair enough.
I don't have a ton to say plot-wise, honestly. My main thing I'd say is just like check it out for yourself. It's a hard show to explain the appeal of because a lot of the appeal does come down to the vibes. But yeah,
I've heard
it's
that from people. Yeah, that it's a very vibes-based show.
Anyway, Takopi, more like Taco Peak, am I right?
Real, that's real shit right there.
That it is the best show this season, in my opinion anyway. Like, I see the argument for Kaoru Hana being better, but like Takopi is so Taco Peak.
I think in like for the average anime watcher, Takopi is better. But I personally preferred Kaoru Hana more for reasons I explained before. But
Also,
yeah.
look at how top-heavy this tier list is. This really is the greatest anime season of all time.
Normally in our seasonals, that A tier would be like fucking C tier.
Exactly. Like,
That's crazy, man.
like it's crazy to have like the B tier shows that are all pretty good feel like a low tier. It's just that stacked of a season. The fact that 2B Hero X, a fucking insanely good show, ain't even in the highest tier even says it all, honestly.
This shit's balanced like Smash Ultimate DLC too.
Exactly. Like whatever fucker thought that Mega Zygarde was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Takopi, the only thing that brings back down Takopi for me, I fucking hate the ending. Like, I hate the ending. It's awful. Fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
I don't hate the idea of the ending. The idea of the ending's fine. I like the idea of a happy ending just as much as everyone else does, because I love these characters. These are amazing characters. The execution's dog shit, though. It's way too rushed. Takopi is just like, oh yeah, I found the solution now, bye! What an anticlimactic, dumb as fuck ending.
Yeah.
Rest of the show, though, if you watch the first 5 episodes and ignore the 6th, some of the best fucking storytelling of all time.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm still pissed about the ending, but I'm gonna try to forget about that.
Yeah, that really annoyed me, but just we do what? Let's just ignore it.
Yep, we're gonna try to ignore it. Because like the manga readers were talking about how the ending was gonna be unsatisfactory, and I was like, oh, it can't be that bad, right? And no, it was that bad. It was worse than I thought it would be. The rest of the show, though, so good. It is one of the best portrayals of mental health I've seen in anime. Because like everyone says the phrase "dogs take after their owners," right? A lot of meanwhile people. Like, meanwhile, your parents say that without realizing
that's
that.
Why I'm so similar to you. I get it now. I get it.
So like, this show talks a lot about like childhood development and how like shitty home situations can create some really bad people. Shizuka was abandoned by her father. Her mother is hardly ever interacts with her. Marina, yeah, that's her name. She's as parents going through a rough divorce and a generally just abusive mother. And Azuma is dealing with a family business that's going under, a mom that expects way too much from him, and like you see how these characters are being raised and how it's destroying their psyche throughout each episode. Takopi is someone who desperately wants to help with these things, but he's not able to because his perception of of how humans work is very primitive. Takopi just thinks that he can do happy things to make people happy when that's not the case. in
Yeah.
order to make someone happy, you had to actually understand them, and reconcile with the fact that, yeah, their life does suck. But Takopi isn't able to do that because he literally isn't human. He doesn't understand humans. The fact that he wants to help but isn't able to adds so much tragedy to the story throughout. And then also getting to see the perspectives of every character, getting to see the good in all of them. Shizuka being someone who does have that love and affection for her dog, did try to enjoy being with Takopi. Marina being someone who wanted to be a mother, despite the fact that she was abused so much herself. And Azuma wanting to, I think Azuma might be one of the less talked about characters when it comes to how tragic he is, because he's a really good kid at heart, but because of his trauma, he sort of takes everything in on making sure that that Shizuka can be happy over his own self, which is something that a lot of guys do when they're dealing with that sort of pressure. It's a very, very sad show, not for the faint of heart. Very tragic, but it's some of the best written depictions of humanity that can exist. And it's able to do that while also being a very entertaining thriller at the same time.
I mean, I think you know what I mean when I say that scene.
Yeah.
Fucking hell! Oh my god!
And like
It was a
when you say
stab in the
that
heart.
scene, there are multiple that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I'm talking about the first major scene.
Okay, that one.
Yeah, that was absolute. I did not expect it, and it was done so well. Like, the animation itself was done so fucking well, and the art style, when seeing her, was, oh my fucking god, that was powerful.
It's insane how I can talk this much about how good the story and characters are, without even having gone on to the fact that the production values feel movie quality the entire time.
Yeah. I think it being shorter helped it, because effort could be, and money, really more important, could be put into each episode more
Like,
than
I feel
if
like
it was like 12 episodes.
with the exception of Dandadan Season 2 and To Be Hero X, this is in the running for being the most beautiful show this season.
Yeah, fair enough.
But also, To Be Hero X and Dandadan Season 2 exist, so like...
Yeah, it was, again, it's wrong place, wrong time. If it was any other season, it would be like at the top, but this season was so fucking stacked that...
Yeah, this
even
is, again, best
probably,
season
like,
of all time. I think based off of this tier
yeah.
list, that makes it kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Like, I always... Yeah, because I gave the manga a read after I was done with the anime. I like the manga quite a lot. I feel like it inherently works better as an anime, though. Because when you're reading a manga, you get to choose how long you want to sit on each panel. Which means that in a thriller, it's really easy to want to look away from some of the really disturbing, fucked up shit that happens, which... Like, of course, that's what I did when I was reading the manga. So I got more enjoyment out of the anime, because the anime forced me to really pay attention to just how fucked a lot of the shit that happens in the show is. So, like, that alone makes it a great adaptation, because this is a... Thrillers in general are generally better in anime form. Yeah, like... Takopi's so good. This is the kind of show I can see myself picking up again in a year or two, and making like a whole ass video essay about, because there's so much to say about like generational trauma, and not only that, but like what makes a good person or a bad person to begin with. There's a lot you can go into when discussing this show. From like a more philosophical standpoint. So this is one I probably will make a full video on eventually. I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon, unfortunately. Because I tried to make one like this season, but I couldn't. I just didn't really. Again, I'm just too salty about the ending. For me to really ignore that. Because like the thing is too, like I'm gushing about the show, I love it so much, but holy shit, I fucking despise that ending. Yeah, thankfully this is more of like a journey. It means more than the destination kind of shows. Yeah, so the fact that the ending sucks doesn't mean that much, honestly. Yeah, because this is one of those shows where I just feel like it needed like one, maybe even two more episodes, then it would have been perfect. Like there are ways that we could have had a happy ending while also making it not feel abrupt. Because I do feel like a happy ending makes the most sense. Because the idea of Takopi finally being able to give Shizuka what she wants after actually being able to properly understand her is a character arc that makes complete sense. It's perfect. I just hate the execution.
Fair enough. I agree.
I don't know, it kind of makes me understand a little bit more about people who hate Oshinoko's ending, although I'll still die on the hill that Oshinoko's ending was not that bad.
It wasn't, no. People are stupid.
Yeah. I guess people were expecting like a happy ending or something. I don't fucking know what they were expecting. They're also like, oh, but Aqua's plan was dumb. It's like, no shit, he's tunnel visioned. That's
his whole character. He doesn't care about rational decisions, really. Like, his whole goal is not rational.
Yeah, like
it's so easy to say whether something's smart or dumb when looking at it, when watching it, but if you, obviously, I know it's not real, but like, if you consider yourself in Aqua's situation, what he went through, I'm not surprised that that's what happened. It's not necessarily the right decision, I don't think it is, but it's his decision, and it's not that surprising, really.
Yeah, he comes more as the kind of character who wanted to. He was more so just looking for an excuse to end his suffering, I think. So I feel like the ending works with that knowledge. Because like fans have come up with like better plans that he could have had, and I agree. Like from a logical perspective, all of those better plans make a lot more sense for an ending. But like the ending wasn't supposed to have Aqua be logical, because Aqua is not a logical character, even though he pretends to be.
Yeah, I mean, Aqua has always tried to act like he's got everything figured out. He's fearing, he's a detective and stuff, but really he's a grief-stricken guy who wants nothing but revenge, and he doesn't care what he goes through to get to that. But that's another discussion. Like, Oshinoko is a different discussion.
Yeah, I plan on eventually making a video about Oshinoko's ending. I don't know if I'm actually going to make it, though, because holy fuck, the comment section is going to be dog shit to read. I'm gonna hate that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have a... If it'll load up, I have a Patreon, gamers. Damn, I don't have any phantoms here anymore. Holy shit. I'm poor now, so give me money. I have so I want to thank my confidant tier patrons, Regimania and Eternum, I guess I can explain the Patreon rewards a little bit more. Shadow tier is just for basic support, no rewards. Phantom tier is for, all this is in USD, by the way, because even though I'm Canadian, most of you fuckers are American, so it just makes more sense to do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, Phantom tier is like basic rules. You get the Discord server, Patreon roll call, then some like script based stuff, and then The Confidant tier is all video-related stuff, like just kind of like early access, extra video, stuff like that. And then God tier, you get my you get the top patron with the custom roll colors for the Patreon and for the roll call and the Discord server, along with my Google Drive, where you can see my 10 terabytes of horse porn.
You fucker! I knew you were still here. It's like the Aqua thing. How Aqua got reincarnated right after as I's kid. You're Mr. Hands reincarnated.
Yes, I am Mr. Hands reincarnated. Just Mr. Hands is now across the border.
Now changing my name to Horse Energized.
I'm gonna change my Discord name to Horsefucker real quick. I need to disable streamer mode. There we go.
I've got
My display name. I realized I probably couldn't do Horsefucker in normal servers, so I had to make it Mr. Hands, unfortunately, but...
Faz. Okay. That was a long-ass video, especially for an end-of-season thing.
Jesus, fuck, this hour and a half, what the fuck? This is probably the most we've yet for a seasonal video.
Yeah. I mean, normally they're like an hour. I mean, some of the really long ones where I was watching Isekais and stuff were long, but considering the amount that we watched was not close to what I was watching 2 years ago.
We've gotten better at over-yapping. Also, I think the pee-pee poo-poo and gay rants kind of added some time on their show.
That's true.
Anyway, I'm gonna end the video now. Bye, sister!